Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Total War and the Great War mod. Total War Napoleon, I should say. Let's go ahead and start by throwing out Alexander Abercrombie and his army out of Germany. Let's see what they actually have. Alexander Abercrombie, he's a pretty good general. He's got some cavalry, quite a lot of it, and then he's got Lahore, King's African. They've sent us cavalry and African / Indian rifle battalions, plus some conscripts. So a very interesting army here by the Brits. It's set up for me to lose, but the cavalry will be easily dispatched, and I think we will be able to beat the Indians and the Africans, although they might put up quite the good fight. I should probably have checked what kind of stats those infantry units had. We'll see, we'll see. I'm hoping that their morale is not great, since they've been shipped all the way from India and Africa to fight on the European continent. Or in Germany. Look at this. Look at this. This is more likely. We've got a nice wall to set up along. And fences and stuff. Or at least here is a good spot. And then I can move some men to take up position in that house. And the angle is not great out here. I think we will set up 2 units along this wall. Then, because of the terrain here, I think we will have 2 units spread out along here. Like so. There's a wall there that they could possibly hide behind. Then we got these guys set up over there. These will be possibly in reserve. We got this guy over here. Where do we have the general, the Landwehr regiment? For some reason the general is set among them. They will go ahead and charge into that house. And that's our setup. Move. We've got reinforcements on our way, but we don't want that. Let's see, where is it? That picture in picture. I don't want that. Right. Up to the wall. And then we want you to come up here. And it looks as though, there's a hill here, which means they're gonna have to pass around it. So we're gonna go ahead and have this one move up quickly as well. But you will still be hidden here. If a unit tries to come around the hill, you will sort of ambush them in that way. Where's the minimap? I removed it because I was gonna take a screenshot a while ago, but
we have taken a building, sir.
Because of the way this works, it seems that it hasn't come back yet. The enemy will be closing into distance quite soon. We got conscripts. We got the cavalry turning up. Let's see if we can drag them in quite now. Let's just have them fire as soon as possible. Or maybe I should slowly drag these units in, lure them in, and there. Open fire! There's a lot of cavalry though, so that might be difficult to just deal with the massive cavalry that's turned up here. They've moved every single of their cavalry unit into the flank here. The Australian light horse. We got geomanry. And more Australian light horse. But it seems they are really caught unaware by the troops we had placed in the forest. And they are getting slaughtered. The cavalry is getting absolutely slaughtered at this point. They probably had a chance if they'd send all 4 units just charging into this one. Let's push this one up to support over here. It looks as though we've won against the cavalry. But we might as well push those guys up. The 29th Rifle Battalion will move up to support the 31st. And up on the wall we've got the 33rd Rifle Battalion. Fire! I think it's safe to move back into normal mode. The cavalry has been sent off. Abercrombie is setting up and hiding in the forest. His King's African's rifles are taking quite heavy casualties out in the open. They're being fired upon by 2 German rifle battalions hiding behind walls. They're not doing well. We got more conscripts. The British seem to be really confused at this point, having troops just spread out all along the forest here. Might be time for us to possibly attacking them. Of course, they're sort of stuck here, so they'll have to fight us or risk being encircled and starved in the long run. The African rifles are holding on strong even though they've lost so many men. They're down to just 79 men. But they're holding on strong against the German rifle battalions. It looks as though the Brits are holding the position. Let's move you out. And then we'll form into skirmish. And we'll have you two start marching up, supported by this one in reserve. Those 2 will hold. We got all these armed veteran crap, which aren't really useful, but we'll set them up here. And we'll have these 2 now moving out. We'll come from an angle over by the forests instead. So we'll come in from this direction, while the left flank will come in from that direction to attack the Brits. There's only 33 men left here. But they're still not giving up. The enemy is reorganizing, seeing that I'm moving men into the field on their right. Now they're starting to break up. There's only 24 of them left. It was a good fight, but there was a fight they could not win. And if they continue, they'll be completely killed off. There's only 16, 14, 12. Only 11 men remaining. Are they going to move up the 23rd conscript to take their place? We've started skirmishing a bit here with the 23rd. If we're gonna attack this Lahore infantry, it's moving in on the attack. Quickly get into position. And the armed veterans will go ahead and move even further over here. We've lost quite a few men from this battalion. This one's no longer firing. So we'll move into skirmish formation and move up here. And now we'll advance these, advance the general, and advance these skirmishers as well. The Lahore infantry can actually fire further than our rifle battalions. So we need to quickly close the distance here to start opening fire. We've already lost about 50 men. We're gonna lose more if we do not return fire. And the veterans will now come in on the flank. They need to be going there directly. These two might lose because now there's more Lahore infantry coming in to fight. We have a difficult time against the Lahore infantry. Do I have any of these that are just... There's some of them that's just gonna be melee. These two are armed citizenry that's only armed with melee weapons. This one only has pistols. The pistol guys will come close. The ones with rifles need to start firing immediately on the Lahore infantry. We're suffering heavy casualties here, but with the offset of the new troops arriving, the Brits are reorganizing, and that might give us a bit of time. The flank fire here is murder on the Indian infantry. Halt! Get up quickly and you will cover over there. I marched that unit way too long and lost 100 men before I realized what was going on. Move up, armed veterans.
Sir, our general is under attack.
You two need to reorganize. What do we have here? Strange set of... let's have the armed men just charge in here. Charge in among them. This unit's now coming under flank fire, and it needs to withdraw a bit, but this one's going to be fired upon in the back as well. The one with pistol will go into the forest, and then the rifle ones... there's another pistol one. There's two pistols.
Our men are running, sir.
The rifle troops will advance further. There's so much fire going down all around. We have turned it around quite a bit, but given the fact that the enemy held so well in the other fights, we're going to have quite a difficult time here just sending them off. What we really need to do is break their morale by killing the general. You need to move up even further to get more firepower down upon the enemy. Fire in among that. Fire, fire. The general is doing a desperate charge. And he's bringing the bodyguard in among our soldiers.
Our men are running, sir.
So far, none of the proper battalions are running, which is good. It's only the armed citizens. That are running. With the amount of fire going back and forth, I'm surprised the units are holding up this long. All of the armed veterans will fire upon the general. I want you guys to get rid of him. Get rid of him immediately. It's turning in our favor now, quite clearly in our favor. You need to fall back a bit, maybe even get behind the wall. Those two units are doing fine, firing uphill. You're firing good. You need to come a bit closer on that unit. We've sent that one off. Means that you guys can come up. And you need to wheel. There's only one guy left, and that is the general. Let's have this rifle one take care of him. And then these others will go ahead and attack the 2nd Lahore battalion. Or 2nd Lahore regiment, actually. That's set up over there. Someone needs to shoot that bloody general.
We have killed their general,
yes!
Sir. Now they must break.
Now they will falter. They're not going to be able to stand now. I would call a bayonet charge, but we're, if I do, we're going to attack uphill. You know, they automatically sort of sit down behind the wall. I did not tell them to actually sit down behind the wall there. The enemy is retreating. Only one Lahore infantry remains. We lost a lot of men in this though, but we did not have a properly set up army to fight these guys.
Glorious victory,
yes,
sir, is soon to be yours.
We are victorious. Look at all the dead people there. Victory is ours. Heroic victory. We sent the Brits off. Good work, I'd say. We lost over half our men, but so did the British as well. They only have 300 men remaining. And we've got reinforcements coming in very soon. Did I have another fight to do? Not really. So, let's go ahead and end turn and see what happens. The Austro-Hungarians are not doing well. They brought down the Serbians, but then the Serbians rebelled, and then they lost Transylvania. We have an opportunity to strike here. Let's go ahead and finish this. It's too close though to just openly cut them down in a outer assault, because the balance there was way too close. The Battle of Köslin and Farmland, 1915. We're already a year into the war. But a lot of the first year was just build up. They probably could have set it so you actually started maybe a bit earlier. Ah, now we have the map. That's good. We'll form spread out, and I think we'll stay in the forested area, and we start off in range, or this regiment, this battalion starts off in range of this conscript regiment. Pal's battalion, I didn't see that they were there in among all the troops. Oh, they're hiding behind. They've built a very, very, very small defensive position right here. Open up on the Pals battalion, and you will advance to take on the Lahore regiment. We do have the advantage of being in a forested area, which should help us. The Australian light horse got utterly destroyed last time around, and he looks quite worried about what's gonna come next. I'm not sure if my entire battalion is firing, so I want to move it up a bit. Same with this one, we're sort of firing from down below here. I think it's... yeah, we need to come up a bit. Come up on the crest and fire from there. And once we're here, we should be able to give good fire. There's only one guy left that was completely destroyed. Now they all concentrate on the second Lahore regiment.
Sir, our general is under attack.
Yes, he might very well be under attack. The officer calls for his men to regroup, but there are no men left. And his unit was utterly destroyed. Now it's the Pals battalion to feel the full wrath of the German rifle battalions. They're moving up their horsemen, which I don't think is that wise, because they can't fire from that range and they're just gonna get hit by stray bullets. The Pals battalion is getting hit hard. At the same time, we've been hit quite hard as well. We've lost about 80 men. The light Australian horse is just getting cut down by stray bullets. They're not directly fired upon, but still they were sent off. I think every last one of... yeah, that unit was utterly destroyed.
Glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
Pals battalion is redrawing, and these guys not gonna stand very long. They're retreating. Only the light horse remains, and they're quickly losing morale. And we are victorious. The British invasion force has been destroyed. Heroic victory. In war, 3/4 turns on personal character and relations battalion. We lost 82 men. The enemy lost everything but 6 men. And we are victorious. Women in the workplace is the next technology. We got mass propaganda. Propaganda is a form of communication aimed towards influencing the attitude of a community towards some cause or position by presenting only one side of an argument. Propaganda is usually repeated and dispersed over a wide variety of media outlets in an effort to create a specific result in an audience attitude. They raided that farm, I think. Was it? No, they raided the port, which we need to re-establish control over. And then the rifle battalions need to link up there. And once this landwehr, I think we can move the landwehr already. Yeah, the landwehr can be replenished in the town, so they'll set up there. And I think we'll have to have these guys there, because otherwise the Brits might come again. They're all experienced ministers now. One more turn and I should be able to start recruiting mortars. Not entirely sure what this French army is doing up here. And soon the bunker will be ready. The Belgians standing here, I'm not too sure I like that. Am I able to get some form of recruitment? Able recruitment and replenishment of landwehr and conscripts. Right now I can't recruit anything, so we'll have to go ahead and upgrade that. Maybe I should have had a military installation there. Pastures, upgrade for cavalry, but I don't think I will have cavalry there, so kinda pointless. This here region needs to start paying tax, and we could upgrade the barracks. We got landwehr battalions set up to protect it, and we're gonna need some landwehr here as well. We got Russian force coming in, but I could possibly start marching toward Minsk in Belarus. And go ahead and spell that force. Boris Golovin is moving in with a small force, and then we've got another one, Sergei Kamensky, setting up down here. Let's see, late June. Can I move out without them rebelling? Exempt them from tax, and then we will march. There's no Russian force to stop us, so Minsk will fall. We'll have some battalions set up there. Can I maybe move down a battalion? Yes, I can. And they are just out of range of arriving. Am I recruiting some more? Yes, I'm recruiting one more over there. We'll have 2 for each of these locations of conquered territory. Let's see. Maybe should upgrade some more of these towns. It looks like most of them should be fine. Let's go ahead and take a look at the politics. This region is not happy, but it's going to be. This region is not too happy either, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be. We can upgrade this one to increase our tax from that location, and I could strike out at the French, but that's quite a large battle, and I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna have to wait with that until next episode. The Greeks lost that battle, but they probably diminished the Turkish force enough so that they could go ahead and destroy them. I believe, I'm not entirely sure. Ah, crap, there goes the Turks. I mean the Greeks. Being allied with the Turks is nothing I really need. They're blocking our ports. We do not like that. We were gonna need a general for that army as well. Building constructions, industrial mills in Saxony. Now we can have machine gun and mortars. What do I gain after I build that? But I need two technologies for that. But then I will be able to have some quite large into heavy howitzers, field guns, heavy field guns, mountain guns, heavy mortars, and light howitzers. And later on we will be having field guns Mark II female tank, captured A7V male tank, some more tanks, LK1 light tank, which is good. Nation destroyed. Greece. Ludwig trained, gained, experienced. Let's take a look at my ministers. Competent, incorruptible. Competent, so they go up a bit in their skill. This guy is... Oh, it looked like he was competent twice, but he's competent. And the army, the guy in charge of the army is really good. -10 recruitment cost, +10 in technology, and 7 minus for upgrade. The navy, however, is kind of crap. Maybe I should switch you out from Ludwig von Blucher. Morally impaired, management for... He's morally impaired. Maybe we should switch you out that against someone who is honest. Or someone who's a tactician. Or someone's just experienced. Experienced and honest. He's 50 years old, from Brandenburg, Gustav Feld. Or we have Berchtold Lauben. Ludwig von Blucher. Experienced. He's 29. How old is this old chap? 53, morally impaired. No, we'll have Ludwig von Blucher take command of our naval forces. Even though we don't have any, it might be well to have someone set up that actually knows a little bit what's going on. Let's just have 2 there, and we should have 2 here as well. And the region is fine. The region over here is fine as well. And let's strike. Oh, we actually got Sergei Kemsky is a real bloody general. That looks like Soviet troops, so why does they have a super red banner behind them? Even though it's an easy victory for me, I don't like the fact that this general doesn't have a army uniform on. He has a suit on. But I'll fight it just because I want to fight the Russians. I want to see what the Russians have. Maybe they are commie infantry. Maybe the revolution is already starting in Russia because they're doing so badly already. They've lost 3 regions. And they haven't been able to muster any force even close to dealing with me. Hopefully we can maybe even sign peace with the Russians and move all our fronts fighting the French, because the French is my main adversary given how many bloody armies they have. Right, we'll set up the guns up here on the hill. The enemy doesn't stand a chance because I've got this artillery, and they're very well experienced. But we'll have them on not firing to start off with. And then we'll have all the troops spread out along here, and then we will advance upon the enemy. What we're waiting for is really the enemy reinforcements. These little armed veteran groups of Russian citizens, they come in aid of the motherland. It's gonna be cut down quite easily. But who we're looking for is the Russian general, which turns up with his rifle regiments. Advance the rifle battalions. I told you to advance. Advance. Why are you not advancing? Advance. We'll keep the guns silent for now. We want to lure the enemy in. The enemy general is set up, surveying the position. Their rifle regiment seem to have a hard time moving in here because they have to move in a kind of wonky way to get onto the field. But it seems as though the Russians have quite a few rifle battalions, because we can see here that this one is the 37th. So they've got 37. I'm not even sure I have 37. Yeah, I probably have 37. What do we have? We have the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th rifle battalions. Want to claim this hill. It's probably good as the enemy advance from inside the town over there. We've actually lost quite a few men. By those sneaky armed veterans. Given the amount of fire that I can see going down here, not a lot of Russians are falling. We've got one set up right there. The enemy general of the town force was killed, and that leaves his entire group in shatters and they're falling back. Now I want you guys to quickly gain some bloody ground here. The Russian general is a bit crazy. He seems to be charging. I think it's time. He's a bit too close for our man. Is he charging straight in? Yes, he is. Open up the batteries. Find position. Coordinates, fire. Not sure. They're aiming for this one.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
We killed one man out of that one. The enemy general was killed. That seemed to have reinvigorated the armed veterans. But now when the artillery start falling on them, I don't think they will stand too long. Plus, my rifle battalions are all set up along the line which I want them to. And the amount of fire plus the artillery which going down upon them will be more than enough to send these guys off. The position on the hill is very good to rain down fire upon them. But these guys need to actually come up a bit. Let's have these three move up like so. And then you two will move there. And you will move like that. These guys were sent off, so we can move up to the height right there. And as the Russians now move up,
They'll come under fire from up here, going down, and then from all across here. Plus, we've got the artillery bombarding them. And the Russians haven't formed skirmish formation yet. Which is not going to go very well for them. As they come on in the long grass. Holy crap. Right in the middle, and the Russians are redrawing. But the amount of fire that's being put down upon them is just completely leveling the unit. And now the second one comes under artillery fire. And the Russians fall back. I think it's cool the fact that the grass is removed around the sort of explosion site, and we can see the people lying all over the place. There's another regiment, and we've got some armed citizens moving in a sneaky way around there, but they won't stand. Once we make sure that this one gets sent off. This one did not really come into combat, but I think they knew the general was dead, and marching out there against the kind of numbers that we have compared with them is not gonna go very well for them. Oh, right in the middle of the line retreating. Get up, run away! The group is actually regrouping. God damn it. Why can you not realize that you have lost? Go ahead and find that one that was moving out here. They're trying to make their way back to the front line, but I've told the artillery to concentrate on them. I'm pretty sure they won't actually make it to the front lines before they retreat again. Some sharpshooters moved up. Pretty sure these are communists. They've got a red star right in the smack in the middle of their hat, so... I imagine... that's maybe why this one's still... it's the sort of elite unit, I guess. 39 Czechoslovak Legion. Just waiting for one to hit right in the center of this. Let's have one of the units move into the house. Let's form lines and prepare to receive this Czechoslovak Legion unit.
We have taken a building, sir.
Let them come on, let them come closer before we open fire. They're getting fired upon from the town hall. They're about to break. Open fire! They're getting absolutely slaughtered. Only 5 men managed to get out of that. And we are victorious. It's close victory? I guess we'll see how many I lost, but apparently it was only close victory, which I doubt. Pretty sure that I completely crushed the enemy and only 123 losses, but still only a close victory. Plus I took, oh, there we have it, Mikhail Simonovich Vontustrovin. Ah, here they come on. We're gonna have to dig in here quite hard. Here we've got the Russians coming on. I hope, for my sake, that they do not have any artillery. Hussars, old rifle battalions. That's a lot of men that I'm gonna have to defeat right here. Maybe I should start moving this unit towards the Russian front. How much money am I? I'm not making a lot of money. Oh crap. The French units have completely bypassed everything, and I'm not entirely sure where they're going. I did a mistake by letting them through there. Where are they going? They're gonna attack and break up my defense from the inside. There's so many French battalions though, or armies. Where did they get all of these? They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The one inside of my land, so 8. I need some more reliable allies. Austria-Hungary is clearly not. Right now, the only ones that doing anything is the Turks. I was hoping that I could go ahead and ally with Sweden. But that would probably have me declare war on Denmark. Which I'm not sure. Self-determination. What does that do? Diplomatic relations. Censor the press. Happiness for the lower classes. Diplomatic relations. Women in the workplace will give me wealth, but I really need like some sort of cash right now. Something that will give me cash directly. Creeping barrage. Flamethrower corpse. Not really what's going to do it for me, so I think we'll have to go with that. Anarchism. It's crap. Yeah. Looking at the time, we're gonna have to end it right here, but hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.